Where, in what world, is it okay for you to walk up on a person and take an article of clothing off their body? Have y'all seen that video of the woman in the New York subway who came at a kid who was wearing a MAGA hat? Now, I don't know why this kid decided to come onto a subway. There's just so much you can't control about a situation like that. And people are emboldened nowadays in their craziness. It has become a meme. It's gone thermonuclear. I wanted y'all to see this. Okay. What happened was, check out what's being said in the background.
That's why he won. People like you. That's why he won. That is why he won, because of people like you who need to stop and let him live.
Bro, just like, bro, chill, bro.
You're okay with that? He's a racist.
I'm so okay.
How can I be
He's
racist?
a racist.
Okay with it.
If you
I'm
fucking
so
voted
okay
for Trump, you're a racist.
He's so wrong.
He's a racist.
How can I be racist?
No, he's not racist.
Then why are you wearing that hat?
Everything's going up. I don't know how long the Democrats have been running New York since who knows how long. But then Trump comes in and just takes over.
Alright, well, this is my style. I hope you enjoy the hat.
Oh, she's an attacker.
Swing and a miss, throw down to second base, strike him out, throw him out. Big play by the Reds.
That's what the heck she gets. Where, in what world, is it okay for you to walk up on a person and take an article of clothing off their body? Why did you think that that was okay? This is what I don't understand about these leftists of today, boy. I don't get it. Why do you feel like you have to write a situation to make it match up with what your beliefs are? You cannot go up to a person and snap. That's assault. And had that been me, I'd be calling the police and pressing charges. That is assault. You don't come up on my person taking nothing off my body. No, ma'am. You don't have that right. I'm so glad she bit the dust. She licked that nasty urine-covered New York subway pavement. She probably skinned, you know how you get carpet burn? Well, she's not on carpet. What do you call that? When you fall on concrete and you get all that, girl, you're going to have to, child, I hope you don't get infected. But if you do, you deserved it. She bit all kinds of dust. And that was too hilarious. Pitiful. Mind your business. People, mind your business. That's all you gotta do. Mind your doggone business.
When I look at my life right now and I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party. Locally speaking, the Democrats have complete control and they have nearly destroyed my family's livelihood. Okay, we are living in trash and squalor everywhere. And unless the Democratic Party actually acknowledge these issues and solve these issues, rather than stealing our taxpayer money and funneling it to their nonprofit friends, they keep doing this, they're going to keep losing. And I'm going to keep speaking out against them. I don't care how much they hate Trump. I don't care how naughty the Republicans are being. Right now, the people having a negative impact on my life is the Democratic Party, and they need to change their ways. When we say we want to change the status quo, it doesn't mean we want to live in anarchy. It doesn't mean that we want to have 24 billion billion of our taxpayer money in California stolen by these nonprofits. It means that we want working people to be rewarded for their hard work. We want affordable housing. We want better working conditions, higher wages, better health care. These are things that Democrats used to purport to want to do. They don't do any of it anymore.
Nope.
And so I'm done with them until they change their ways.
Yeah, I completely understand it.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this fascinating segment on Bill Maher's show, because he's going to declare game over for the Democrat Party after reading a sobering reality check on the current state of the Democrat Party going into the next census, okay, due to the fact that there is a mass exodus of people leaving blue states, going to red states, going.
And I'm sure, y'all, he's going to speak on this, but moving from blue states to red states, but you're bringing along your same ideology. I'm like, you're going to mess it up for those of us who are conservatives. Don't bring that mess, You're just going to have to walk away from the Democrat Party. If you still want to be associated with the Democratic Party, it's because you're not seeing what the rest of us are seeing. You must be staying in some bubble where it's just you and your Democrat buds and family or whatnot, and you're not seeing the rest. Democrat-controlled cities have always looked worse by far. It's always the worst side of town. Just think about it. The poorest side of town, the dirtiest side of town in these American cities. And even in the city where I live, I have seen the inner city look even worse. Like, for instance, my church is in the inner city. I feel something on my face. It's itching. It's my hair. My church is in the inner city, and I was just stunned in this recent year. Last year is when I noticed it. Like, now my church is in the hood. Yes, it's in the hood. But last year was the first time that I saw there is a house like 3 or 4 doors down from my church. And the way the house is made, I mean, it looks like it's a little shotgun house. It's built straight back. And to the right of it, if you're standing out in front of the house, facing the front door, to the right of the house is where the lawn is. It has lawn that goes all the way back to several feet beyond the house. There, I saw drywall, plastic, just anything thrown up against the fence, like so it could block people's view of what was going on. But I was able to peek over. I was just getting in my car, driving off, and I was able to peek through a little crack and see that there was a whole homeless encampment in that yard. I was floored. I was outdone. I'm like, I cannot ever come to anything. I just feel more unsafe. I cannot ever go to anything at my church like I used to that's in the evenings when it's dark, because I can't be in a situation where I just don't feel safe. This whole defund the police mindset, it has done a number on this country. And the Democrats, just like what's her name said off of Young Turks, I can't think of her name right this minute, but just like she said, it's the Democratic Party that has made my life worse. I won't even go back and play it again, what she said.
Right now. And I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party. Locally speaking, the Democrats have complete control, and they have nearly destroyed my family's livelihood. Okay? We are living in trash and squalor everywhere. And unless the Democratic Party actually acknowledge these issues and solve these issues, rather than stealing our taxpayer money and funneling it to their nonprofit friends, they keep doing this, they're going to keep losing. And right now, the people having a negative impact on my life is the Democratic Party, and they need to change their ways. When we say we want to change the status quo, it doesn't mean we want to live in anarchy. It doesn't mean that we want to have $24 billion of our taxpayer money in California stolen by these nonprofits. It means that we want working people to be rewarded for their hard work.
Yes.
We want affordable housing. We want better working conditions, higher wages, better health care. These are things that Democrats used to purport to want to do.
Yes.
They don't do any of it anymore. And so
Yeah.
I'm done with them until they change their ways.
Yeah, I completely understand it.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about this fascinating segment on Bill Maher's show, because he's going to declare game over for the Democrat Party after reading a sobering reality check on the current state of the Democrat Party going into the next census. Okay, due to the fact that there is a mass exodus of people leaving blue states, going to red states, going to greener pastures, right? Better states, okay, where they pay lower taxes, less regulation, less woke ideology. People leaving the lunacy and going to a place of common sense. It looks as if that is going to significantly affect the Democrats and their ability to gain control and power in the House, okay, when it comes to the amount of seats that they have in the House of Representatives. That is in danger, okay, due to the fact that the blue states are losing a significant amount of their population to red states. Again, this was a sobering reality check that basically made Bill Maher wave the white flag on the future prospects of the Democrat Party. Take a look.
Okay, so just to continue on this for a minute, because I just saw this, it's really bad news for Democrats. 2030 reapportionment, there's a group called the American Redistricting Project, and in 5 years we will be redistricting. California is projected to lose 3 seats, New York 2, also going to lose a seat, Minnesota, Oregon, Rhode Island, Illinois, all blue states. Who's getting these? Texas, Florida, Idaho, and Utah. I mean, this looks like game over. You know, and the reason why people are voting with their feet is a lot of what your book is about.
Yeah,
taxes and regulation. I certainly have been screaming about it forever. I did 3 years with a sign here that said, how long is it going to take me to get my solar hooked up? 3 years. Talking about it on television in this state. You couldn't do it. This state has almost 400,000 regulations. I just put in a new roof because the fire, I thought, oh, let's get a roof that's not going to burn up. 2 inspections. Why are you inspecting my roof? It falls on me. That's my problem. And we're taxed more than any other state. People are leaving these kind of states for places where they're not, they feel the heavy breath of government on them. It's not that hard for Democrats to understand this, but they seem to be incapable of doing anything about it.
Because people like you continue to vote for Democrats. That's why, right? This is why the Democrats remain a party of Looney Tunes, because even the people who are not Looney Tunes, like Bill Maher, okay, he's not completely a Looney Tune, they vote for Democrats, right? While also at the same time complaining about the Looney Tune behavior of the Democrats. And it's like, okay, well, if you know that your party is too far left, why do you continue to vote for these individuals? Why do you continue to support the nonsense, right? If you continue to support the nonsense, they don't have a reason to change, right?
That is so true. Why can't they see that? You know why they can't see it? Because they are so blinded by Trump derangement syndrome. Democrats can't do the job they're supposed to do because they're too busy trying to counteract Trump and everything he does. Stop worrying about that. Don't listen to me for real, because I don't want y'all to resolve it. I want you to keep losing. Stop worrying about what Trump is doing. Get on top of your job so that when voting time comes around again next year, I think it's supposed to be next year, yeah, for like local elections or whatnot, y'all will be. Now, there are people who look like me who just go in blindly. They're going to shut their eyes, and all they worried about is Trump is racist. And they'll keep voting blue no matter who, unfortunately. I hope more of us are watching shows like watching more YouTube podcasts like mine, like the what I want to be. This is a small channel, but hopefully one day it will grow larger. But I hope people that look like me would continue to wake up. Look around you. The way you have to live is horrible. I have never in my life, I remember back, what was it, 2021, 2022, I had to go out to California to pick up my nieces, and that's the first time I had been to Los Angeles. The side of town where I went, was fun, but just in general, I had never, I went through a culture shock of sorts. I had never seen so many homeless people in one place. It was hot outside. They're Caucasian people, poor things. Their skin was brown as mine and looking like leather hide from being exposed to the elements and to the sun constantly. Then it was a couple of years later that I was looking around here in my city, in the inner city, because I live in a little bit of the suburbs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my city is starting to look the way that it looked when I went out into LA. The cities are dirty. The crime is out of control. You don't want to go anywhere because you don't want to be victimized by criminals and whatnot, thanks to defunding the police. So it's like everything that the Democrats did and what they were pushing for has made life worse for so many people. Y'all keep staying stuck on stupid, you're not gonna get anywhere. Thank the Lord, because I don't want you to. Let's go back.
Bill Maher complains so much about how the Democrats are too socially progressive, and also complains about how they overregulate and they tax too much, but yet this dude is still voting for him, right? Still shielding on behalf of the Democrats, right? It's amazing. But, hey, this guy, at least he realizes that, because of just how bad Democrats are when it comes to governing, there are major consequences when it comes to the electorate coming up in the next census, because people are fleeing blue states, right? They're fleeing blue states and they're going to red states, solid red states like Texas and Florida, okay? I mean, you have states in the South that are rapidly gaining population, while blue states, particularly in the Northeast, they're losing people. New York is losing people, Rhode Island, okay? Some of these other states as well, too. Illinois, Minnesota, Oregon, Wisconsin, California. These are all blue states. People are fleeing, right? They're fleeing lunacy, okay? And they're coming to the South, right? They're coming to the South. And I want to go ahead and play this clip here from Fox Business. It's a little bit over a year old, but it's still very relevant to the conversation that we're having, the topic of this video. But it really does a great job of going over why people are fleeing these blue states to red states, and again, what this means for the Democrat Party.
Op-ed out, and it's titled "Blue State Dysphoria: Soak the Rich Policies Have Incited a Meltdown in Democrat-Run Areas." I believe you've got the number. So you tell us, how many people left Illinois, New York, and California in the last 10 years? I think you've got the absolute number, right? What is it?
Yeah, it's close to 5 million people. If you add New Jersey, which is the fourth big blue state, it's about 5 million people. This is one of the biggest mass migrations in American history. You know, if you look at, for example, the states that gained the most population over the last 10 years, you're talking about obviously Florida, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. Those states, the Southeast now has a larger GDP, total combined economic output, than the Northeast. That's the first time that's ever happened in American history. So what's happening is not just a migration of people to these low-tax states, but also a migration of business activity, capital investment. Look, the South is where it's at right now. And what is the response by the blue states? They keep raising their tax rates.
Done.
California just adopted a new tax increase. Their top rate, you know what it is today, Stuart, in California?
Tell me.
14.4%. You can move to Florida and Texas and pay zero. This is a no-brainer.
But is it? But Steve, is it just taxes, or is it people wanting to move to a good business climate, a climate of expansion?
Yeah, good point, Stuart. So, yeah, it's the latter. It's not just taxes. For example, these states that are growing rapidly are right-to-work states. They basically say, look, they have unions, but you have, as a worker, the opportunity to join the union or not join the union. You can't be forced to. They have lighter regulation, better policies across the board, a pro-business atmosphere. And the point of my article today is the blue states don't get it, Stuart. They keep raising their tax rates.
Not only are people already fleeing, okay, there's a mass exodus, okay, which is going to hurt them when it comes to their ability to maintain power in Congress and win elections. But also on top of that, right? Also on top of that, you have the lunatics of the Democrat Party that reside in these deep blue areas, right? The Californias, the Oregons, okay, some of these deep blue cities. They're the ones that are in control of the Democrat Party at the national level. It looks like that the result of the Democrat political civil war will be the progressive takeover of the Democrat Party, aka the socialist/communist takeover of the Democrat Party, right? AKA the most unpopular wing of the Democrat Party right now, especially when you're talking about local politics, okay? When you talk about why is it that people are fleeing these deep blue cities, again, it's because these deep blue cities are being run by woke progressives, right? They're being run by the AOCs, the Kamala Harrises, the Bernie Sanders of the Democrat Party, right? Just at the local level, okay? And guess who are the most popular Democrats at the national level? The AOCs, the Bernies, the Kamalas, right? The lunatics are the most popular Democrats in the party. So it seems as if the people that are about to take over the Democrat Party, about to stage a coup on Democrat leadership, those are the same Democrats that people are running away from. Yes. Their policies are what people are running away from, okay? That's all I want people to understand about this. It might actually be game over for the Democrats, right? I mean, seriously. Because it's just hard for me to imagine people voting at the national level for what we've seen at the local level over the past 4 years, okay? Chaos, destruction,
right?
All types of woke nonsense. Again, I would just be surprised if this country put somebody like an AOC or a Bernie Sanders or any of these woke lunatics in charge, considering how we've seen the results. We've seen the results of progressive leadership at the local level. Okay, look at Chicago. I mean, this guy, Brandon Johnson, has an approval rating in the single digits. Okay. This dude has a lower approval rating than the Democrat Party overall, which is hard to imagine, right? It's hard to imagine any one individual having a lower approval rating than the Democrat Party, but Brandon Johnson, his approval is in the tank, okay? Dang. And he is, again, one of the more far-left Democrats. So, again, if the Democrats actually really decide to go in a more progressive direction, right? They actually decide to allow the socialist wing of their party to take over, I just don't see how the Democrats can win elections. I just don't see it, right? And I think this is part of the reason why they won't open borders, right?
Yeah, that definitely had a great deal to do with why they want immigrants in this country, because the American people are waking up to this nonsense. Let me just take this off screen. The American people are waking up to this nonsense. The Democratic Party is like hemorrhaging supporters. People don't want to be associated with being Democrats anymore because they are like the freaking Taliban or something. They come in, they destroy communities because they're ticked off. People are sick and tired of that mess. We haven't been just about traumatized. We just coming out of COVID. Or we were dealing with COVID around the time that all the activism and stuff was going on, and they got in power. You get the Biden administration there. He's destroying the economy. They're like doing all this defund the police mess, and it has been chaotic and crazy. Those of us in red states, like I am, have been insulated a little bit from some of this stuff, but not all, because unfortunately sometimes you can have a red state, but then the cities are blue, and that's how it is with my city. So the poorest side of town, the worst side of town, it's all Democrat controlled, and I would think people are sick and tired. They're sick and tired, and it's going to continue to go that way. So the Democrats are going to have to try to come up with something to reverse some of this craziness that they have had going on, because if they, like he said, are going to elevate people like the AOC, Jasmine Crash Out Crockett, and folks like that, you know, your extreme radical left part of the Democratic Party, they're going to lose and lose and lose and lose again. Anyway, so that is how I see it. And if you find that you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor before you leave out. Hit that like button for the algorithm. Leave your comments down below so we can chat it up. You know, one day this channel is going to be so big I won't be able to chat with many people, so we can do it while we can. At least that's my goal. I really want to grow this community, so I would love it if you would press the like button, share this and definitely hit that subscribe button. When you subscribe, hit that bell notification so that whenever I drop another video, you will be notified. Okay, y'all, have a great day, and I will see you next time.